Iswaran.
Iswaran.
Okay. So Iswaran was able to tell stories on the basis of what? On what basis?
Tamil thriller.
And
Tamil
anthology.
thriller.
Yes, because he used to read Tamil thrillers, and after reading the Tamil thrillers, he used to weave stories on the basis of those plots. He was very good at making stories, and the ideas for his stories he used to get from Tamil thrillers. He was very fond of reading Tamil thrillers, and they used to have a great impact on his mind. Okay, he was very much influenced by these stories, and when he used to tell stories to Mahendra, then his stories were influenced from these stories which he used to read in these Tamil thrillers. His stories used to have suspense, adventure, thrill, all these elements which were there in these Tamil thrillers. Is it clear to you, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So far we have discussed this. Now in this class, the last thing we were discussing in the earlier class was that that Iswaran was describing an elephant. Okay, Iswaran was providing description of an uprooted tree. What description he was providing? That of an uprooted tree. So how he described the uprooted tree, that tells about his art of storytelling. Then the second thing is regarding his description about an elephant, how he controlled the elephant. That tells about his art of storytelling. Okay, then how he described about a lady on the full moon night. That description tells about his art of storytelling. Okay, so all these we will discuss in today's class, about how he described the uprooted tree, how he described the incident related to the elephant, how he controlled the elephant, and the incident related to the full moon night. Okay, is it clear to you, children?
Clear, sir.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes, sir.
Keep on taking part by speaking there in the class. So page number 13, children. His own descriptions were greatly influenced by the Tamil authors that he read. His descriptions were based on what? On the Tamil thrillers which he used to read. Who is he here?
Ishwaran.
Iswaran, yes. When he was narrating even the smallest of incidents, he would try to work in suspense and a surprise ending into the account. Whenever he used to tell even a smallest incident, he used to incorporate suspense, okay, and thrill and surprise in that. He would try to work in suspense and a surprise ending into the account. For example, instead of saying that he had come across an uprooted tree on the highway, he would say, now how he used to tell, with eyebrows suitably arched. Okay, he used to raise his eyebrows and hands held out in a dramatic gesture. He used to give a dramatic gesture with the help of his hands. Okay, so his eyes, his gestures with hands, all these used to add suspense to what he used to narrate. Okay. Now, how he used to describe an uprooted tree? The road was deserted. He used to tell that the road was deserted and I was all alone. I was all alone. The road was deserted and I was all alone. Suddenly, spotted means saw. I saw something that looked like an enormous bushy beast. What I saw something that looked like an enormous bushy beast lying sprawled across the road. And it was lying sprawled across the road. Sprawled means to spread out in a disorderly manner. To spread out in a disorderly manner. Okay. So this how he used to explain that I come across to an enormous bushy beast that was sprawling there across the road. I was half inclined to turn and go back, and when I saw it, I was half inclined to turn back and go. But as I came closer, I saw that it was a fallen tree. When I came closer to it, I saw that it was a fallen tree. So this is how he described it. The fallen tree. What he said first of all, I was all alone. The road was completely deserted. I come across a wild beast that was sprawling across the road. Okay, and when I came near, I found that it was a fallen tree. Okay, but as I came closer, I saw that it was a fallen tree with its dry branches spread out. Mahendra would stretch himself back in his canvas chair and listen to Iswaran's tales uncritically. And Mahendra used to listen all these tales narrated by Iswaran with rapt attention, with very much attention. So if the question comes that how he described the uprooted tree, will you be able to tell the answer, children?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How he described the uprooted tree? Yes?
Sir,
Tell it. Who is going to tell
sir,
how
me.
Iswaran described the uprooted tree?
Sir, me.
Yes, Aditya raised hand. Yes, Aditya, tell.
Iswaran described the uprooted tree in a very dramatic gesture.
Yes, with
In a
very
very
dramatic
dramatic gesture,
gestures.
the road was deserted,
The
and
road
I was
was
alone.
deserted.
And I was alone. Suddenly, I spotted something that looked like an enormous bushy beast
Yes,
lying
I spotted
sprawl
something
across the
that looked
road.
like an enormous,
Bushy beast.
bushy beast.
I was half inclined to turn and go back.
Yeah. So when
But
I
as
saw
I came
it, I
closer,
was half inclined to go back. Why? Because I became afraid of it. But when I saw it, I found that
it
it
was
was
the dry
an
branches of tree.
uprooted tree. Okay. Very good. So you can raise your hand and you can provide your response.
Sir,
Now,
एक doubt
children,
है. Sir, one doubt is there.
yes,
Sir, one doubt है. In the above paragraph,
yes.
there is written a word anecdote.
What is written?
Anecdote. He reads anecdote. And
Anecdote,
Tamil children.
story. It means story.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. The place I come from is now, children. The next page number 14. Page number 14. The place I come from is famous for timber. Now, who is telling this? Iswaran is
Iswaran.
telling. Okay. The place I come from is famous for timber. So the place from where Iswaran came is famous for what? It is famous for timber. Iswaran would begin. So he used to begin telling the stories in this manner. There is a richly wooded forest all around, and there is a forest, the place from where I come from, there is a forest all around. The logs are hauled on to the lorries. Logs means big pieces of wood. You write the meaning, children. Logs means big pieces of wood. So the logs are hauled on to the lorries. Hold means placed. Hold, placed, then lorries, a motor, vehicle, and logs, big pieces of wood. So big pieces of wood, they were placed there in the lorries. They are huge, well-fed beasts. Okay, the logs are hauled on to the lorries by elephants. By elephants, these big pieces of wood, they were placed there in the lorries. They are huge, well-fed beasts. They is used for what? They is used for elephants. Children, abstract-based questions are asked. In these questions, all these things are asked. For whom he is used, for whom they is used, what is the meaning of this particular word, what has been communicated with this line. So everything, every single line you should understand. They are huge, well-fed beasts. When they turn wild, even the most experienced Mahavat is not able to control them. When these wild beasts, these elephants, they turn wild, at that time, the person who control the elephant, Mahavat, is also not able to control them. When he is not able to control them, when the elephants become wild. After this prologue means the starting part of something, or you can say preface. Prologue, preface. So, after this prologue, Iswaran would launch into an elaborate anecdote involving an elephant. After this prologue, after this introductory part, prologue means preface or the introductory part or the starting part. So, after this prologue, Iswaran would launch into an elaborate means detailed. He used to tell a detailed anecdote involving an elephant. Anecdote means story. So after describing this much, he used to tell a story. So what has been referred here as after this prologue? What has been referred here as after this prologue? Yes, children.
Preface.
Yeah, preface, that's okay. But what has been described after this prologue? What situation has been described with this? That he is telling the account that I come from a place that is
which is famous for
known
timber.
for the production of timber. Big pieces of wood, they are placed there in the lorries with the help of elephants. When these elephants used to turn wild, even it's not an easy task for the Mahavat to control them. Okay, this has been referred as prologue. First of all, he used to tell this, and then he used to begin the story. So, First of all, before telling the story, he used to provide some introductory part, and then he used to begin the story. So here, what is
What
the
is the
introductory part?
introduction?
What is the prologue? What has been referred here as this prologue? This detail provided by him, that he come from
The
a place
prologue
that
means to make an
is not
introduction.
super. Okay, and all this account. You have understood this or not?
Yes,
Understood,
sir.
sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now he is telling the story. One day, a tusker escaped from the timber yard and began to roam around. What is the meaning of tusker? Elephant.
Elephant.
Yes. One day, a tusker escaped from the timber yard. So it escaped from the timber yard and began to roam about. Began to roam about. Okay. So it escaped from there, and then it started roaming here and there, moving here and there, stemming on bushes, tearing up wild creepers and breaking branches at will. So it started doing all this destruction, the elephant, tearing up wild creepers and breaking branches at will. You know, sir, how an elephant behaves when it goes mad. You know, sir, how an elephant behaves when it goes mad. You know, sir, for whom it has been used?
Mahendra.
Yes, Mahendra. So, you know, sir, how an elephant behaves when it goes mad. Iswaran would get so caught up in the excitement of his own story that he would get up from the floor and jump about. He used to involve that much there in the storytelling that he used to get up and he used to provide all the gestures. He used to narrate the things even with his body language also. Okay, and that indicates that he used to involve himself very much in the storytelling. So Iswaran would get so caught up in excitement of his own story that he would get up from the floor and jump about, stamping his feet in emulation of the mad elephant. Emulation means imitation. Emulation. Emulation means imitation. So to imitate, to copy the style of elephant, he used to stand up and then he used to demonstrate that. He used to exhibit that how the elephant used to do stamping. Okay. So the meaning of the word emulation is clear to you. To copy, to imitate. The elephant reached the outskirts of our town. Now he is describing the incident, what happened on that day when the elephant escaped from the timber estate. So the elephant reached the outskirts of our town, breaking the fences. Breaking the fences, it reached there in our town. Okay, he would continue. It came into the main road and smashed all the stalls. Okay, it smashed means to broke. It broke all the stalls selling fruits, mud pots, and clothes. All these were smashed. All these were smashed by the elephant. People ran helter and skelter in panic. Helter skelter. Helter skelter means here and there. You write the meaning, children. What is the meaning of the word helter skelter?
Here and there.
Here and there. So when the elephant used to behave in this manner, people used to run here and there. They used to run here and there, helter skelter. Yes. So, helter skelter in panic. Panic means fear. The elephant now entered a school ground where children were playing. It entered a school ground where children were playing, breaking through the brick wall. It broke the brick wall. All the boys ran into the classroom and shut the doors tight. Children, they went there in the class and the doors were shut. The beast grunted and wandered about, pulling out the football goal post, tearing down the volleyball net, kicking and flattening the drum kept for water, and uprooting the shrubs. So all these things were done by the elephant. That you have to remember. Meanwhile, all the teachers had climbed up to the terrace of the school building. Teachers, they climbed the terrace of the school building. From there, they helplessly watched the depredations of elephant. Depredations means, children, destruction. You write the meaning there in your notebook. Depredations. Depredations means destruction. You have written it. Underline the word depredations.
Sir, written.
Destructions. Okay, so the teachers, they were also helpless and they were watching these destructions made by the elephant there from the terrace. There was not a soul below the ground. There was not a soul below the ground. And why one should remain there on the ground? If one will remain there on the ground, obviously he will become a victim of the elephant, a target of the elephant. Okay, the streets were empty as if the inhabitants of the entire town had suddenly disappeared, and the streets, they were empty. Why? Because the elephant became wild and it was doing all the destruction, making target to what come in its way, and that's why everyone went there to a safe site. Is it clear to you, children?
Clear,
Yes.
sir?
So Iswaran is narrating what? He is narrating the story about an elephant, about a tusker when it escaped from a timber yard, and then what destruction made by it, he is describing that. Now, I was studying in the junior class at that time. Now, he is telling about himself that at that time he was reading there in junior class and was watching the whole drama from the rooftop. He was also watching this whole drama there from the rooftop. I don't know what come over me suddenly. And he is explaining that I don't know what struck suddenly in my mind. I grabbed. Grabbed means to take hold of. Grabbed means to take hold of. So I grabbed a cane from the hands of one of the teachers and ran down the stairs and into the open. I took a stick and I ran down there in the open. Why I ran there? To control the elephant. The elephant grunted and menacingly. Menacingly means threateningly, in a manner to threaten. Swung a branch of a tree which it had in its trunk. It swung a branch of tree at me which it was having there in its trunk. It stamped its feet. It stamped its feet, kicking up a lot of mud and dust. Kicked a lot of mud and dust at me. It means the elephant tried to threaten me. The elephant tried to threaten me, but I was brave enough to face the elephant. I remained there in the ground. It looked frightening, but I moved slowly towards it. I moved slowly towards the elephant. Stick in hand, the stick was there in my hand. People were watching the scene hypnotized. Now, people were watching this scene hypnotized. Hypnotized means to remain under complete influence of something. So they were completely having their attention in this incident. People were watching the scene hypnotized from nearby housetops. Everyone was looking at me that how I was going to handle the elephant. The elephant looked at me red-eyed, ready to rush towards me. It lifted its trunk and trumpeted loudly. It squealed loudly. It made a huge sound. At that moment, I moved forward and mustering all my force. Mustering means gathering, collecting all my force. When the elephant squealed at me, when the elephant made a loud cry, I gathered all my force, mustered all my force, whacked its third toenail on the quick. Whacked means struck. I struck at its toenail. I beat the elephant at its toenail. The beast looked stunned for a moment, and for a moment the elephant looked stunned. It was in a lot of surprise by the action that was taken by me. Then it shivered from head to foot. And collapsed. It fell down. The elephant fell down when I hit at its toenail. Okay. At this point, Iswaran would leave the story unfinished, and then in a dramatic manner, he used to left telling the story. Now, obviously, there used to remain a curiosity there in the audience that what happened next. So, in order to create suspense, at that time, he used to stop. At this point, Iswaran would leave the story unfinished and get up muttering to tell something in a low tone. I will be back after lighting the gas and warming up the dinner. I will be back after doing these things. Mahendra, who had been listening with rapt means complete. So Mahendra, who used to listen the story with complete attention, would be left hanging. Okay, so now Mahendra used to think that what will happen next there in the story. When he returned, Iswaran would not pick up the thread of the story right away. And when he used to return, at that time, he would not start the story right away from where he finished. Mahendra would have to remind him that the conclusion was pending. Mahendra used to remind him that what about the story, what happened the next. You were telling about that elephant, that you struck at the toenail of the elephant, and after that elephant collapsed. What happened next? Likewise, Mahendra used to remind him. Well, a veterinary, that is the doctor of the animals, well, a veterinary doctor was summoned. Summoned means sent for or called. A veterinary doctor was called to revive the animal. Iswaran would shrug casually. He used to shrug his shoulders casually and tell like this. 2 days later, it was led away by its Mahavar to the jungle. And 2 days later, it was taken to the forest by Mahavar. Okay, so this is how he used to tell the story. So children, you have understood the incident related to the elephant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the elephant entered there in the school. No one was able to control it. Everyone went there at the rooftop the elephant was doing all the destruction. Suddenly he came down, he took a stick, and with that he struck the elephant at its toe nail. As a result, the elephant was collapsed. Though the elephant tried to threaten him, but he was brave enough to remain there and to face the elephant. Okay, how the elephant tried to threaten him? By stamping, by making a squeal, all that you should be able to explain. So this incident is clear to you, children?
Yes, sir.
So we have
Yes, sir.
every child should provide a response. Only I am hearing the voice that of Aditya. All others also, children, take active part in the class, and whenever you are asked for a response, you should provide your response. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So we have discussed two incidents, one that is regarding the uprooted tree and the other regarding the elephant. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
yes, two incidents are telling about what? What feature of Iswaran's personality is exhibited with these two incidents? What
That he was a
Storytelling.
that
good storyteller.
he was a very good storyteller. He was very good at making the plot for stories. He was very good at weaving stories, making stories. Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the next thing. Well, how did you manage to do it, Iswaran? How did you bring down the beast? Now, Mahendra was having a lot of surprise that how Iswaran was able to control the wild beast. So he asked, how did you bring down the beast? How you were able to make the elephant collapse? It has something to do with a Japanese art. I was able to do that with the help of a Japanese art.
Jujitsu.
I think, sir, karate or jujitsu it is called. The name of this Japanese art is jujitsu. Okay. And with this art, Iswaran controlled the elephant. I had read about it somewhere. It temporarily paralyzes the nervous system. I read it somewhere that this Japanese art named as Jujitsu is able to make an animal temporarily paralysis. Okay, paralyzed, where the animal is not able to move its body parts. So with the help of this Japanese art, I was able to control the elephant. Okay, this response he provided to Mahendra when Mahendra asked him how he controlled the elephant. Not a day passed without Iswaran recounting some story packed with adventure, horror, and suspense. Not a single day was passed when Iswaran used to recount tales with all these things: adventure, horror, suspense, gestures, thrill. With all these elements, he used to remember, recount some past incident, and then he used to tell that in a dramatic manner to Mahendra. Whether the story was credible or not, whether it was credible, whether it was believable or not. Credible means believable. Was believable or not, he used to tell the story. Mahendra enjoyed listening to it. Mahendra enjoyed listening to it because of the inimitable way in which it was told. Okay, the way in which Iswaran used to tell the story was quite enjoyed by Mahendra. Iswaran seemed to more than make up for the absence of a TV in Mahendra's living quarter. Now, Mahendra was not having a TV, but Mahendra was not feeling the shortcoming of a TV there in his living room, because Iswaran used to tell him very interesting story. So never he felt that he was not having a TV. Then one morning when Mahendra was having breakfast, Iswaran asked, "Can I make something special for dinner tonight?" "Sir, can I make something special for dinner tonight?" And obviously, when Iswaran will ask in this manner, what Mahendra will say, that why you want to make something special today? What is the reason? Okay, and then he will tell the reason. Okay, so after all, today is an auspicious day. Today is an auspicious day. According to tradition, we prepare various delicacies. Delicacies means delicious dishes. Delicacies means delicious dishes.
Dishes.
Yeah, so we prepare delicacies to feed the spirits of our ancestors. To feed the spirits of our ancestors, we used to prepare many delicious food items. That night, Mahendra enjoyed the most delicious dinner, and that night, Mahendra enjoyed the most delicious dinner and complimented Iswaran on his culinary skills. Culinary means concerning cooking meals. Skills related to cooking are termed as culinary skills. So Mahendra appreciated him for his culinary skills. Why? Because Iswaran prepared a very good diet on that day. He seemed very pleased, but unexpectedly launched into a most garish account involved the supernatural. He told a very gaudy account. Garish means gaudy. Okay, gaudy means fancy. So he told a very dramatic, very fancy account that of a supernatural story. Supernatural means which is having involvement of ghost, spirit, which is not of this world. So he told a story, a supernatural story. So what is this supernatural story? That we will discuss there in the next class. So far you have to remember that one day when in the morning Mahendra was taking breakfast, Iswaran asked him that, "Shall I prepare some good dishes for dinner, something special for dinner, because today is an auspicious day. We used to feed the spirits of our ancestors on this day." And then he narrated a supernatural account, a story related to the ghost. So this account we will study there in the next class. Okay, children. So now
Okay, sir.
homework questions. 2 questions you have to do. And what are these 2 questions? One, how did Iswaran describe the uprooted tree? How did Iswaran describe the uprooted tree? Is it clear to you, children? Question number 1.
Yes, sir.
And question number 2 is, how did Iswaran tackle the elephant? How did Iswaran tackle the elephant entered in the school? Is it clear to you, children?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So these 2 we have discussed. I hope you will be in a position to answer these questions. I will create assignment for these questions there in the Google Classroom, and there time bound, because in next class I will give some other questions. So today only 2 questions are there. You have to do the questions there in your notebook. And children, one more thing, where you are doing this, there you have to front page, you have to write your name, okay, and roll number at the front page wherever you are doing an assignment. Okay. So
Sir, please repeat the second question.
Yes.
Repeat the second question. Sir, please.
Second question is regarding this. How did Iswaran tackle the elephant in the school? How did Iswaran tackle the elephant in the school?
Thank you, sir.
And I will also write these questions there in the Google Classroom. There also you will get. Okay, children?
Okay, sir.
So, every day what we discuss, the same day you do a revision of that so that you can understand it well. Okay, so thank you, children. Here this class comes to an end.